Welcome to the Katering Podcast. Thank you for joining me. Be Darius. Today we're gonna get inside a little bit of what we're gonna be talking about in these episodes. So welcome. We're gonna get into talking about the part of the business most people don't talk about, the emotional side of the hospitality industry. Owning a restaurant, yes, it looks glamorous, it looks fun. That's why most people, when they get into money, one of the first business they want to get into is the restaurant business because it look glamorous. You go to a restaurant, you sit down, people know your name, you order your cognac, and then after a while, you just get used to going to a restaurant. That's where you celebrate your achievement. That's where you do most of your romantic outing. Your most successful things that happen to your life is pretty much just tied up to a restaurant. This because you picked that place to celebrate that monumental event in your life. So most people who get money, first thing they say, let's open up a restaurant, thinking it's easy. Now this is my series is called Cooking Wasn't the Problem, Isn't the Problem. I have a book coming out on that subject, and the book is pretty much, we don't really talk about cooking. We talk about the structure of turning your recipe into profit and your pain into purpose. And I also share the emotional side of owning a business in this hospitality industry. And I also share the downside of it all, the drama that comes with it, the setbacks. And you will see in my book, I have plenty of setbacks. I wasn't born in this country. That was a disadvantage. I wasn't born in the US. I was later, doing my career, got into some trouble with the law, served some time. It's in the book as well. I made peace with myself. And it came a long way because after that era, it's just what being on the other side of the Lord does to a human being, to any person. It strips your voice away. It takes away your right to have an opinion. I didn't never think I would be here right now, even writing a book. I thought I had no voice. But after a while, you sit back, and after speaking to numerous amount of people, they said no one really cares as long as you have the skills. Because everyone made mistakes. But you could hear those words. It means nothing to you because you're going through your drama. You're going through your setback. You're going through your downfall. You looking at yourself every day. You thinking of that mistake you made. You thinking of the people you hurt. Thinking of your kids, your family. And you feel like fingers are being pointed at you in every way. And you just feel smaller and smaller and smaller every day. No matter motivational speaking does it for you. It does for a little while. It pumps you up. You get up. Oh my God, let me do it. But after a while, it wears off. The scriptures, yes, they do help. But let's keep it real. We don't live with the scriptures 24 hours a day. But we live with God. And one of the things I prayed on, and I asked God, I need to get out of this. And to get out of something, sometimes we lynch onto other things. Say, let me start a business. Then we trying to cover things up with activities. Let me start a relationship. Maybe I'll get better. Or let me start anything out the norm to get better. But we want to suppress the very thing that we should face, which is ourselves. The only thing sitting in the room, sitting by myself, and I'm praying for, and God gave me the answer. The only thing you have that is investment to your surrounding, that is investment to the world, that is an investment to your kids, that is an investment to your family, is yourself. I didn't understand it at first when I came to that realization. Okay, I have myself. So what do I have to offer? Then came to me. You have to offer your story, your past, what you've learned, your talent. You could share it with others. And you go into, oh, would anybody listen? I had to snap out of that too. It's not a question, would anybody listen? The question was, what if I don't do anything at all? I will carry this with me for a long time. I don't need the whole world to listen. I just need one or two or three to listen. That my past could collide with what they're going through today, and they could use that story. And that story could help them along their way. My name is Buther Darius. You can look me up. Made a tremendous big mistake 4 years ago, which got me incarcerated. Served 1 year. On top of that, I was deported. I was deported to Haiti. Never in a million years I would think that I'll be sitting here in this position. Sitting in a country I have never been to since I was 8 years old. And I'm 53 years old now. So do the math. I know no one here. I have no ties to the country. But it is my country. It is where I was born at. It is my home. I will share with you in my podcast how cooking isn't the problem. The obstacles we face among opening up a catering company, restaurant, and still having to show up between those doors, using our talent, and living through those things on a daily basis. Those are the real problems that we have on an ongoing basis. But sometimes those are the same problems we suppress. We suppress with people around us. We suppress it by keeping busy. But we need to address them head on. Find out what the real problem is. Because we know we could cook. We could get in that kitchen, get busy. Cooking was never the problem for me. You could give me $200. I feed 100. I feed 50 with 200. I can with appetizers, homemade appetizers. Would it be top notch? Some of it will. Some of it will be pour down cooking with flour and water and oil, but it still tastes good with little scallions in there, salt and pepper. Then you have a nice little puff right there. Cooking is not the problem. We know that. But what comes after that? We have a home, our business, our people looking at leadership from our establishment we have to deal with. And then we have to deal with our customers and what our perception of what our customers want us to be. Cooking isn't a problem. What is the real problem? Things we face every day. Things we don't talk about. The bills. Keeping these doors open, keeping our numbers up, keeping our sales up, keeping our staff motivated, keeping ourselves motivated, keeping our family intact, keeping our respect within our community, keeping our spouse happy, keeping our home happy, and our loved ones, keeping them being proud of us. These are all major tasks. Ongoing, offgoing, whatever. Cooking isn't a problem. So many other things is. So many. So we're going to get into these topics as I start the podcast, probably do it 2-3 times a week. And I thank you for your time. Again, I stress this to anyone that's listening. No matter what you're going through right now, this is going to sound so cliche-ish, and I used to hear this all the time. No matter what you're going through right now, there's life on the other side. It's not over with till it's over with. And don't be scared to share your story. You will hear my stories. KingCatering.com is a company that I started to help restaurant owners, to consult, to give my expertise. to do one-on-one consulting. And we could talk. There's so many stories to talk about. We could talk. Again, my name is B. Darius. I thank you for your time. Sincerely, I respect you and love you. And hang in there, no matter what. Cooking is not the problem, but there's so many other problems. We will conquer it all together. One.